Welcome to the Battles of History, where we go over the thousands of battles that made the world like it is today, such as the battles of America against Greek pirates. The start of Greek piracy. The year is 1821, and the Greeks declared independence against the Ottoman Empire. The United States, having gained independence from an empire just 40 years before, had sympathy for the Greeks, so much so that America sold them a frigate called Hellas to help them in their liberation. However, selling the frigate backfired on them, literally, because to fund the revolution, the Greeks turned to privateers and attacked and looted merchants around the Mediterranean Sea, including American vessels. In 1825, America made the decision to turn against the Greek underdogs and protect the trading interests in a key part of the world by sending a reinforcement squadron, thus leading to the first operation against the Greek navy. The first operation. A squadron of ships and the frigate the Constitution. The commander of the squadron, Commodore John Rogers, was sent to negotiate a trade treaty to ask the Ottomans for increased trade access and escort merchant ships around the Mediterranean. However, the Ottomans denied this treaty, meaning that the American traders did not get access to the valuable trading routes, but the escorting American ships led to new merchants being attacked for around a year, thus fulfilling the goal of deterring piracy. Therefore, John Rogers and his squadron were withdrawn in 1826. The second operation. Right after John Rogers was withdrawn, the Greek attacks on American ships bounced back to pre-US Navy intervention amounts. This resulted in America realizing that pirates don't attack heavily armed naval vessels, but do attack lightly armed merchant ships. Something that only a genius could realize. Therefore, they did two things to end piracy once and for all. They set up a convoy system from Malta to Smyrna to protect traders, and in February 1827, they sent Lieutenant Lawrence Kearney to fight the Greeks in a sloop of war named Warren. This sloop of war worked better as an anti-piracy vessel than the previously used frigates and battleships. However, before we get into the actual battles, it is important to understand the exact strengths of the American ships compared to the Greek ones and realize why the pirates wanted to avoid being found. An average American naval ship, such as a sloop of war, had 18 guns total. They were fast and maneuverable, which allowed them to catch and evade pirates easier than large ships could, like the Constitution. A top-of-the-line naval ship, like the aforementioned frigate Hellas, had 44 guns and was much bigger in size. This meant that at their best, the Greek ships were better for attacking merchant ships, but their slow speed allowed the smaller sloops of war to catch them. However, most Greek naval ships were repurposed trading vessels that did not stand up well against U.S. ships made for anti-piracy missions. This meant that, while there were a few hardy and big ships that did well against some of the U.S. ships, much of the Navy was haphazard and relatively weak. These weak ships would be what vessels like Warren would mainly go up against. But without further ado, it's time to get into the actual anti-pirate mission. After crossing the Atlantic, Warren joined a convoy in September 1827, then left it immediately to hunt on its own. In October, Warren captured its first Greek pirate ship and ran aground another pirate brig, and cut off its mast and rigging to neutralize it. Warren then recovered American and Austrian merchant vessels that were seized by pirates, and landed on the island of Mykonos. While there, they burned down a pirate boat and fired upon the town to force them to return captured American cargo. Warren conducted more anti-pirate missions like this on Andros and Milos, and in December, it successfully convoyed 8 American merchants from Milos to Smyrna. The many victories against the Greek pirates ended most of the attacks against the American vessels, but they did not target the root cause of the problem, the breakdown of order within the Aegean Sea caused by the Greek Revolution against the Ottomans. Lieutenant Kearney himself said that piracy has a present seat at the Greek government. However, the end of Greek piracy was nearer than many thought. The end of Greek piracy. In 1827, the three greatest powers in Europe, Britain, France, and Russia, finally agreed on something for the first time ever. The Greeks should be independent from the big bad Ottomans. So, they signed the Treaty of London, which is one of the dozens of treaties of London's, to support Greek autonomy and target the navy of the Ottoman Empire. So they combined their fleets and destroyed every last one of the Ottoman ships in the Mediterranean at the Battle of Navarino, which is so big that I can't cover in this short video, but it might be good enough for its own video one day. Nevertheless, after the Battle of Navarino, piracy actually increased because the Greek navy didn't have to worry about fighting the Ottomans and instead focused on looting neutral shipping lanes. Once the three powers realized that piracy was rising, they decided to take action back into their own hands. In January 1828, the fleet came together once more and descended upon Karabusa, the main pirate base of the Greek navy, and they destroyed it. They conducted similar smaller operations around Greece. As a result of these attacks by the three powers, by the end of 1828, the threat of piracy against American commerce in the Mediterranean was over. Warren's stayed in the Mediterranean for another year, guarding commerce just in case the pirates returned. However, no pirates attacked, and Warren sailed back to America, having contributed to the ending of the last pirates in the Mediterranean. And as for the Hellas, it was sunk in 1831 by the Russian Navy. Thank you all for watching this video. It came out a bit later than I would have wanted it to, but I've been somewhat busy lately. Regardless, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe because it really helps the channel grow, and if it's interesting to you, please leave a comment down below. If you want more naval videos like this, you can watch the Battle of the Tonquin and how it disappeared on the top left of your screen. Or if you want to see more videos about European wars, watch my video about the War of the Oranges, the forgotten Napoleonic War, on the right of the screen. Once again, thank you for watching the Battles of History, and can't wait to see you in the next video.